All right, we got some interesting news and things that was said today.
It looks like Caitlin Clark might have responded to Project B offer, allegedly.
Something massive just hit the sports world today, and it's sending shockwaves far beyond basketball. Caitlin Clark has finally broken her silence. Her statement, brief but blisteringly sharp, seems to answer the mysterious project offer that's been stirring rumors all week. Was it confirmation or a masterstroke meant to send a message? Either way, her words have everyone talking. No one saw this coming. Not the fans, not the media, not even the league itself. But today, the unthinkable happened. Caitlin Clark walked away from the WNBA. And no, she didn't take the traditional route to Europe. She went somewhere far bigger. Caitlin Clark has officially signed with Major League Baseball. Yes, you read that right, MLB. The sports world is spinning. The WNBA is reeling, ratings are plunging, sponsors are scrambling, and behind closed doors, panic is setting in. Because this isn't just a transfer, it's a revolution. This is the story of how one woman dismantled a billion-dollar industry in less than 18 months. It all began when Caitlin Clark entered the WNBA in 2024. The league had no idea what kind of power it had just drafted. They'd landed the biggest phenomenon in women's sports history, the player who single-handedly tripled viewership overnight. And yet, they treated her like every other rookie. Minimum salary, standard contract, no special marketing, no real protection. Think about that. When Tom Brady entered the NFL, the league built dynasties around him. When LeBron James joined the NBA, Nike and ESPN turned him into a global icon before his first game. MLB has always elevated its future stars. But the WNBA? They handed Caitlin Clark a rookie deal and expected her to say thank you. Then the cracks started to show. Hard fouls went uncalled. The hits kept coming. And with every game, every silence, every missed call, the league pushed away the very player who could have saved it. Social media detonated like a live wire. Toxic narratives flooded every feed. Timelines split in two, and fans turned on each other overnight. Every game became a headline. Every foul a flashpoint. Every shove a scandal. And while the chaos spun out of control, the league stood frozen. Instead of protecting their biggest star, the WNBA monetized the mayhem. They let the outrage breathe, the hate spread, and the drama metastasize, because outrage sells. Every angry tweet meant clicks. Every viral clip meant engagement. And engagement meant money. Even Stephanie White, head coach of the Indiana Fever, tried to step in. She defended her player, called out the double standards, and begged the league to protect the face of women's basketball. But the WNBA's answer was silence. The corporate kind that screams louder than any statement. Let it burn, that silence said. And so it did. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark was paying the price. She watched her name trend for all the wrong reasons. She saw her highlight reels turned into battlegrounds, her interviews twisted into narratives she didn't write. She wasn't being celebrated. She was being used. The league had turned her from a symbol of progress into a marketing tool for controversy. That's when it clicked. They didn't want her to succeed. They wanted her to divide. Then came the injury. Nothing major, just a temporary setback. A few missed games, a bit of rest. But the world's reaction was seismic. The moment she stepped off the court, the WNBA's national TV ratings collapsed, dropping between 40 and 55%. Half their audience gone in a single week. Think about that. One player sits out, and half the league's momentum evaporates. That's not a franchise player. That's the engine of an entire industry, watching ice melt on her knee. And that's when Caitlin Clark realized something world-changing. They don't own me. They need me. Her management team ran the numbers. What's the value of a player who represents 50% of all viewership? Who single-handedly drives ratings, revenue, and cultural relevance? The answer wasn't measured in millions. It was measured in billions. So her team marched into WNBA headquarters with one document, a single chart. On it, a line that dropped like a cliff the moment she got hurt. Ratings, revenue, engagement, sponsorship value, all collapsing without her. Beneath the chart were just 5 words. This is my value. Now, they asked, are you going to pay it, or should we look elsewhere? The WNBA couldn't. The collective bargaining agreement was outdated, restrictive, suffocating. It was built for a time when women's basketball was invisible, when salaries were capped, sponsorships limited, and opportunity rationed. It was a system designed for scarcity. But Caitlin Clark had just proven there was abundance. So she stopped asking. And the world started calling. European clubs reached out. Asian streaming giants made offers. Everyone wanted a piece of the phenomenon that was Caitlin Clark. But then came the shock move no one predicted. Major League Baseball called. MLB had been quietly exploring ways to expand into the women's sports market for years, but nothing ever stuck. Then they realized they didn't need to build a women's brand. They just needed Caitlin Clark. They saw her power, her reach, her impact. One athlete doing what entire marketing departments couldn't, bringing in new demographics, global sponsors, and international viewers. She had proven that women's sports could not only compete with men's sports, but dominate in ratings and revenue. So MLB made its move. They offered her something no one else had ever dared. Full financial backing, a global platform, and total creative control. And with that, the Clark Global Tour was born. Part exhibition, part revolution. A worldwide spectacle crossing continents and cultures. Games in Athens, Paris, London, Toronto, and Tokyo. All under one banner. All streamed globally through MLB's massive media network. It was like the Harlem Globetrotters, if they were rewriting the rules of sports history. Meanwhile, the WNBA scrambled to respond. But how do you fight a movement that no longer needs you? Legally, they couldn't stop her. The new contracts fell under international jurisdictions. The sponsors weren't tied to the league. They were tied to her. She had broken the system without breaking a rule. And the world followed. Taylor Swift, through her link with Travis Kelce, became associated with the Clark brand. Nike, Gatorade, and international streaming platforms shifted their budgets, not toward the WNBA, but toward Caitlin Clark herself. Even the Indiana Fever, her home team, started thriving internationally as part of her tour, while the league that once owned her image began collapsing domestically. Empty arenas, canceled deals, viewership in free fall. Then came the WNBA's official statement, a cold 3-sentence press release. No emotion, no farewell, no plan, just silence. Because there was nothing left to say. They had a player worth billions, and they lost her. Now the league is unraveling. Sponsors are pulling out. Players are demanding higher pay. The commissioner's office is drowning in bad PR, and every finger points back to one moment. The day they tried to manage Caitlin Clark instead of celebrate her. They didn't destroy her career. They destroyed their own league. Caitlin Clark didn't just walk away from the WNBA. She redefined what power looks like in sports. She showed every young female athlete on earth that you don't need permission. You need leverage. She built her own empire. She made the WNBA irrelevant in just 18 months. And now, as she tours the world, breaking barriers and building her brand, one haunting question remains. Can the WNBA survive without her? The numbers say no. The story says never. If you think Caitlin Clark just rewrote the future of sports, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop your hottest take below. Because this isn't the end of the story. It's the beginning of a new era.